Guys, I figured you guys could just join me while I got ready today, a little chatty get ready with me. And I will say, normally in the mornings, especially if I'm working, I usually don't put on makeup. I'm a nurse and I get to work from home, very blessed to do so. So usually I just let my skin breathe while I'm working. Sometimes I will if I get to go out and run an errand or go out for lunch or something like that, then I will definitely put on makeup. But if I'm just dropping my kids off at school, coming back home and working, I will let my skin breathe. Sometimes I'll even do a face mask while I'm sitting there working, while letting it, do some great things for my skin, and I'll go rinse it off and then come back to work. Yeah, so I figured you guys could just, it's a Saturday today, I figured you guys could just hang out with me while I get ready and get to see some of the products that I'm using lately. Alright, so I've already moisturized my skin. I think I've said this in a video before. I use the Clinique Moisturizing Gel, and I like the gel one better. I think for oily skin, gel moisturizers, especially in the morning before you do your makeup, are a lot better because they sink into your skin a lot easier and they prevent your skin from being greasy. So that's what I've already prepped my face with. I'm going to go ahead and pop some of this, the POREfessional primer. It's the pore eraser one. I just dab this one on to the areas where my pores are the worst. So kind of right around my nose, and you rub it in, but yet you also push it into your pores. So on both sides of my nose, try to be careful. I'm sorry for the light, guys. This is gonna blind us. I'm just in front of my window today for light, so sorry if it's not the best lighting. So I got on my chin. I have a lot of pores on my chin. Just kind of push it in, and then right between my eyebrows, right in here. Next, I'm gonna prime the rest of my face with Becca's Backlight Filter Primer. This kind of just gives you a little glow. I don't put a ton of it on, just kind of pop it on the rest of my face. All right, next I'm gonna go ahead and put my foundation on. I'm using the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I'm in the shade Pure Beige. This doesn't have a pump. I've heard that you can buy a pump for a different, I think it's a MAC foundation, and it will go with this. I haven't checked into it enough to get one. I would like it to have a pump. And I just do one part of my face at a time. And I'm using an Up and Up brush, I think. I'll have to link it down below. I think this brush was $6. It's just a flat top brush, and it really spreads the foundation so nicely. I do pull this down my neck quite a bit because it's a little bit darker, and I don't want that line of foundation to show. So it's a really good color match. I don't want there to be that line of foundation through the day where you can see exactly where it stops, so I try to blend it down my neck a little bit. This is a medium coverage, but it's definitely buildable foundation. Try not to pull too hard on my face while I'm doing this. Just kind of light circles. I try to blend it up into your hairline, of course, so there's not that line of foundation. Try to avoid your eyebrows. So my cheeks get pretty red, so sometimes I'll pop just a teeny bit more to cover that redness through the day. You could actually blend that extra part in with your beauty blender. Kind of getting carried away with me here. Give you that extra coverage. And sometimes I like to just go over it with my beauty blender and just kind of push it into my skin. It just helps it to not sit. This foundation doesn't really do that too badly, but so it just kind of goes right into your skin. It doesn't just sit on top of your skin. Just makes it look a little bit more natural. So for concealer, I've been loving the Tarte Shape Tape. And I think I said in another video that I got the very lightest shade, and I was thinking that's usually the color that I get, and I was thinking, oh, I think I can make it work, but I actually exchanged it or I wanted to exchange it for the next shade up, and they didn't have that color, so I just exchanged it for some other things, and I've got to go back or either at the store or repurchase it online. So for now, I'm using my favorite drugstore concealer. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, which this is really great too. It doesn't quite have the coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape though. But I'll give you a clue or a little tip. If you want to add some more coverage to your dark circles under your eyes, this little stick, this from Essence, it says Say No to Dark Circles. I want to say it was $2 or $3.99, very cheap. It's a little pencil, and you can just add some under your eyes and just blend it in with your finger. I'm not going to do that today, but and then add another liquid concealer over top of it, and that will hide any dark circles and it will stay all day. That is a great. And I also have another color corrector. It's the Essence Say No to Redness. I get redness in here sometimes. I'll add it to my cheeks. I didn't do that today, but this is a great little, it's another little pencil, and it just, you just pop it on where the areas on your skin that are, you get red, and that green color out, it counteracts the red, so it hides your redness throughout the day. So those are great products. One in the triangle. You can definitely add more concealer, like up here, helps to counteract redness. Down the bridge of your nose to highlight a bit if you want to. Add a little bit to your chin. These are some areas that you can use to highlight. It's a beautiful look right here. So just take your beauty blender or whatever, your beauty sponge, and just dab that in, blend it in. I make sure to look up so I get right underneath my lower lashes. And I'm bouncing it into my skin, kind of pushing it in. I'm not rubbing it into my skin. I'm gonna put some eyeshadow primer on my eyelids. I'm using MAC's Paint Pot. I just got Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer. I got the anti-aging kind just because I thought, why not let some anti-aging stuff work on your eyes while you're also priming your eyes. I've never tried any other kind. I've only tried this one time. I've got to test it out a little bit more today. I'm just going to use the Paint Pot because I know it works really well. So I'm just taking my ring finger, just dipping it in the Paint Pot, and just kind of, the reason I got the Urban Decay kind, because this works beautifully. It covers any, veins or anything in your eyelids, but I just hate to pull on it, and I don't really find it really super successful with a brush, so I don't know. I just try to kind of dab on my eyelids instead of pulling. It's hard to do sometimes. Okay, so the next step, I am going to bake a little bit under my eyes. It just sets that. Zoe's digging in her bed. That's my dog. Anyway, I take this RCMA No Color Powder, and a lot of people take a damp beauty blender. I actually don't use a damp beauty blender. I pour a little bit into the lid. I just take a regular one just because for some reason it was clumping up on me when I took a wet one into the powder. Why is this looking fuzzy? That's not good. Alright, so I just take some of this and I put it under my eyes. And this is a translucent powder, and it's just going to set that concealer and also brighten your under eye area a little bit. I will take, sometimes I'll just take a little brush and just get on the ends of that and just pick a little bit of that powder up, because you don't need much. That powder kind of helps to set the stickiness of that eyeshadow primer, and it makes it to where when you put on your eyeshadow, that first color doesn't just glob onto the stickiness of your eyeshadow primer. My eyebrows need some serious help right now. I need to go get them done, but I'm just going to try to add a little bit, just kind of barely shape them just a teeny bit with this Anastasia Brow Wiz. So I use the spoolie and just kind of get them in place a little bit. Like I said, they need some serious help right now, so there's probably not much that can be done to them. Alright, while that under eye is setting, I'm going to just put on a little bit of eyeshadow for today. I got this in my BoxyCharm last month, and I love it. It's the Studio Makeup On The Go eyeshadow palette. I've heard some people say it looks like Kylie's eyeshadow palette. I don't have that palette, but I have this one and I love it. Alright, so I'm going to go into this color right here. I'm going to go into my crease a little bit. I'm going to take the same color here and go in the next crease. I am going to take this lighter shade and just go all over the lid. I'm gonna take this deeper brown color and go kind of in the outer corner of my eye. Just gonna pat it on. I'm not gonna worry too much if it's not perfectly blended yet, because I'm gonna go back over it. All this is going on kind of patchy right now. I take a clean blending brush and just kind of go and blend that in so it doesn't look quite so patchy, and kind of blend it in with the crease color. Take that same color and do the same thing to the other eye. Just kind of go in this outer corner. I'm taking this clean blending brush, trying to blend it all together. I haven't been doing a great job talking about these brushes. This is an e.l.f. Professional Defining Eye Brush. I think this is $1. I'm gonna take this middle kind of rose gold shade and put it in the middle to the inner corner. Just gonna take a brush and wipe this bake away so I can do the rest of my face and finish up my eyes. All right, I'm gonna take this NYC bronzer that I talked about in my dupes video in Sunny and just bronze up, use this a little bit to contour with. Just a little, I don't usually contour a whole lot. Okay, I'm kind of skipping around here a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my eyes. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this NYX, this retractable eyeliner in brown. I'm just gonna put a little bit in my waterline. I'm gonna come back in with this Studio Makeup on the Go palette, and I'm gonna take this smudge brush, go in with this dark brown, just a little bit underneath my, just smudge on the bottom of my lashes. I'm just gonna pop a little bit of mascara. I'm using my favorite drugstore mascara. This may just be my favorite mascara of all time. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous in Carbon Black. I'm just gonna pop a little bit on my top lashes. To give it a little bit more kind of pow, I'm taking the NYX double stacked fibers, and I'm just gonna pop just a little bit on top of that layer of mascara, and then a second layer of mascara just to kind of seal those fibers in, and I'm just going to do the same thing to the other eye. So now that my eyes are done, I am just going to add some blush and highlighter. I got this in one of my subscription boxes. I don't remember if it was Ipsy or Birchbox, but it's by Seraphine Botanicals. It's the Happy Hibiscus Blush, and just kind of a neutral color blush. And I love this blush. I think it's very pigmented. It's so pretty. With my Sonia Kashuk blush brush. Alright, and one of the last things I'm going to do is pop on some highlighter. This is just a little sample size of Becca's highlighter in Opal. Figured I'll use this sample size up, and I will definitely be repurchasing the bigger one. I'm using the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush, and I find this really to work really well for highlight. And I just go kind of on the apples of my cheeks, back. Tip of the nose. You know, my eyebrows are crazy. So I'm just going to set it all with the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. Usually I like to do this before I put my eye makeup on. I just kind of did everything out of whack today, but I wait at least for my mascara to dry, because if not, I always flinch and blink and get mascara under here. So anyway, I'm just going to set my face with this. So I'm popping this Revlon Ultra D HD color in Seduction on. It's kind of a neutral color. Alright, so I'm good to go for the day. So other than my crazy eyebrows, I'm ready to go for the day. And I need to go just take the day and go get them done, but I don't know if I will or not. I hope you guys enjoyed getting ready with me this morning. Let me know if you've tried some of the products that I used getting ready today and what your thoughts are about them. And if you have any questions about any of the products that I used today, if I didn't describe them well enough, if you have any questions, just let me know down below. And you guys have a great rest of the day. Bye!